So when you buy a Holley carburetor, any one of our brands, Brawler, Demon, the Holley brand ones, they're all made right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode here at Ford Era, and we are in Bowling Green, Kentucky. This is an unmarked building, but this is actually a secret Holley building, and we're gonna get a tour here, and we're gonna be going to the main Holley building and get a tour there as well. And right now, let's see if anybody's in here.
What's the password?
Oh, Holley?
How you doing, Solomon?
What up, Jeremy?
Not much. Welcome to our top secret facility here.
Thank you for having me. So you were telling me at Ford Fest, you're like, hey, you never came by here, you need to check it out. And I'm like, well, the other guys won't let me. But now we're here.
I gave you the address, so
Yeah.
I guess you're in the club now.
That's it.
This is where we do it all. This is where we do all our filming, our videos.
Dude, this is cool.
Everything you see on YouTube and social media for our product videos and how-tos. Product videos and how-tos, this is where we do it.
Dude, this is awesome. Hello.
Hi.
All the editing and the goodies. Ooh, I know how this is. Man, that is a nice setup. So tell me a little bit about this place. What's the...
Well, we've been here just over 6 years, and it started out, you know, obviously it was a big building. This actually used to be a facility for training softball and baseball players. And we took over it, we bought it, purchased it, came up with the idea. We kind of talked to Stacy David a lot because he's really good, has really good really good knowledge about everything too. So we used some of his ideas and incorporated them and started with this, I guess what we call the old side or the antique side. Kind of looks like an old shop, you know, like what you'd expect. Older parts, older signs and logos.
Drawing table and all.
Yeah, that I don't even remember where that came from. I think that was back in engineering at one time, and I kind of cobbed onto it. I just like it, it's cool, you know, and it kind of fit the whole motif going on here. So we have a lot of our products. We have the old logos from those products or the logos that they originally started with.
Yeah, a lot of legacy brand stuff.
Exactly.
This is too cool. Ooh, this is neat.
Yeah, some Webers on an Inglese adapter that goes on a 4150 manifold.
Wait, dude, this isn't, oh wow.
It's just wallpaper. I know. On camera it looks
looks-
legit,
yeah,
but
from
it's
right here.
just wallpaper to be
Oh,
honest.
that is so cool. Yeah, I might need a studio one day.
Oh, definitely.
Cut in half, that's nice. So this for like old display stuff for like
Yeah,
shows and
this
different-
was actually, we used it for a video to show the cutaway between, you know, like a single plane and a dual plane manifold. And then the other stuff is just more display stuff that I've collected over the years. Some of it's older products that no longer, you know, are in use or have been discontinued. A nice cutaway of our Lion superchargers.
Oh yeah. And this is so cool. One of my favorite things about Holley's brand is that most Ford trucks came with a stock Holley on them.
That's correct.
And you know, so it's like, what's better?
Well, a lot of the muscle cars back in the day actually had Holleys. You know, the Mopars, they ran the 2300 six packs.
Yeah.
Same with Pontiac and Chevrolet as well.
Too cool. It feels like, you know, a kid in a candy store because I've seen all the videos for years over here. Oh,
And
boy,
now
I
you're
just
here.
walked right by the Hemi.
Yeah, 354 Hemi. Came out of a friend of mine's front engine dragster. It's number 8 piston's not so happy anymore. It's sitting sideways in there. So
Looks
someday,
good.
someday I might get rid of it, put back in.
That is awesome. So this is the classic side you're
Correct.
saying.
Yep. We're doing all the videos out of here right now, but we originally intended a retro side and a classic side. And this is the classic side we started with because obviously we had a lot of older brand stuff, you know, with carburetors and things like that. But as we progress here, and it's not quite finished yet, but in the near future here, we'll have the retro side done where we could do more modern vehicles and late model stuff with some of our, you know, like APR and Dynan brands,
Yeah.
Hooker Blackheart,
Heck,
things
dude,
of that nature.
dude, this Bronco's gorgeous. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
I don't know too much about it other than it's our CEO or CMO Sean's
Okay.
Bronco, and it is running Sniper EFI on it with 302 in it.
That's a really clean build. Very tidy, but looks like actual useful truck.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
good quality show driver.
And every time I look at a Fox, I'm like, I think I need to get one. But then I'm like, everybody else has one now.
Well, you are into Fords now, so.
I know. And then 88 Arcuda. Man, do I love a Mopar.
I knew I liked you for some reason.
Right?
We'll definitely get along if you're a Mopar guy.
I'm just not a Chevy guy. That's the main thing. You know what I mean?
I'm not
Like,
either. That's the only one that I own. It's not a Chevy, of course. It's a Studebaker, but it is Chevy powered. It does have an LS in it. And I originally wanted to put a Hemi in it, but at the time we didn't have transmission control available for it. So I was like, well, I have an LS laying around. I might as well throw it in. So it was a cheap option.
You guys probably have a lot of LSs laying around.
Yeah, there's a couple.
What about this baby?
That is my 93 Fox body. It's got a 422 stroker out of a 351 Windsor.
Is that nice?
And built T5 behind it. And it likes to go in a straight line fast.
What does she do?
I don't honestly know. I've never had it in a quarter yet because I've never put any drag slicks on it. And it's really hard to get traction with the 486 gears. You pretty much don't use first gear.
It's beautiful. I really like how everything kind of ties in. And that spoiler is so cool.
Yeah, so totally 90s, right?
It is so 90s, it's not even a joke.
And I've never found another one since. I can't find one on the internet anywhere. I don't know who made it or where it came from, but there's probably a reason why they don't make them anymore.
I mean, probably too much downforce.
or the ugly factor, maybe. I don't know. You know?
Either
Take
way.
your pick. Take your pick.
That's too cool. And then what else is in here?
Well, just a little of everything. We got mix and match parts, you know, display engines, actual engines that, you know, we can use in other vehicles, or we use them for display or adding our parts on for some of our videos. So,
Nice.
you know, small block Chevy, LS7s, 3-valve Ford up there. There's a 5.7 Hemi up there. A couple LT engines.
It's really, I always enjoy when I go and see like the behind the scenes stuff, because you always see the prettiness and then you get to see like, oh, it's a real production, you know, like so much goes into making this 4-minute tech video to show you how to install your spark plugs.
People don't understand that 5-minute video clip that you see, it probably takes 5 hours to set it all up, get the parts on it, and depending on how many takes it takes you to do it, plus you have the editing factor and everything else. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's time consuming, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, I think we probably showed them all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it here.
Well, I really appreciate you letting us come out here, check it out. And for you guys, we're gonna be heading to the main Holley building and getting a tour there. So we'll see you when we get there. All right, guys, so now we're here at the main Holley area and we got Sparky.
What's up?
What up, dude?
What up, man? Thank you guys for coming.
I appreciate you giving me a tour again.
Yeah, definitely. This will be your second time. Obviously, these guys' first time.
And we got the Apache Junction crew. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, this is Holley's main headquarters here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We have other facilities in different locations. We have MSD, Race Pack, Excel, Mallory. I think they're all down in El Paso, Texas. We got basically our tuning company, which is like Super Chips and all those guys, Diablo Sport, Edge. There's in Florida. We have all our European stuff, APR, Dine-In, that's all down in Opelika, Alabama. So like this is the main headquarters though for Holley. So we'll go in here and check it out.
Heck yeah. All access. I'm so excited. Have a lot of things changed? I think the last tour I was here was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we got a lot of new machines and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we'll start right here. So basically Holley started with two brothers, the Holley brothers. Started in 1897. Basically they started designing vehicles is what they were known for. And they basically started out with this little guy, the Runabout. It's a 3-wheel motorized little cart. And then later on, they developed this one, the 1903 Holley Runabout. There's only 3 of these known to exist now. And this is probably one of 2 that is mostly fully complete. The third one just surfaced within the last 5 years. They found it. And, so yeah, I don't know what's the story with the car, but yeah, this is one of 3.
That is so cool.
After 1903, the 2 brothers were basically approached by Henry Ford and asked to build carburetors for Henry Ford's Model Ts. So they stopped all production with their car manufacturing, and basically I think they went to Dearborn from Pennsylvania and basically started making carburetors, and that's what Holley's known for, the Holley carburetors. And they've been with Henry Ford ever since then, just building carburetors. Now Holley is owned by an investment group. There's over 70 companies now underneath the Holley umbrella. It's pretty crazy.
It's really cool.
But yeah, it started with basically the two brothers building this car right there.
Imagine if Henry never went to them and we would have Holley cars possibly.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Pretty much downstairs in this facility, this is where like tech support is and all the ladies that do sales and orders.
You don't outsource tech support to India?
No, gosh, no. We do have some people that are remote, but there is some people in here. Our phone's on. So yeah, this is basically all tech support, sales, order entry department, stuff like that. So nothing,
Front line.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Upstairs, this is where all my office is and everybody else's office up there for marketing. There's a lot of marketing, social media people up there. Yeah. Then we'll go down here and go into the warehouse. Holley was originally in Pennsylvania, and then they came to Bowling Green, I think like in the 50s or something like that. So this is basically the original building from the 50s. So it's pretty old. So since you've been here, we've got all these new machines in here. So these machines do main bodies. They basically load in like 20 in a rack. So the machine will put about 20 of these things in a rack. The machine will come over, grab it, and basically start machining all the main bodies for the carburetors. So it's all done right here. Pretty cool. Yep. So yeah, that's basically a raw casted part. And like I said, they'll stick it in there like a soda machine. You know, they'll just pull one out, grab the next one, and start machining it. So same thing like that. That's the main body. This is the base plate. The base plate, we just load 20 of them in there, and it basically just goes down and pops them all out and drills them all out. So when you buy a Holley carburetor, any one of our brands, Brawler, Demon, the Holley brand ones, they're all made right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
That is really cool.
Yep. Yeah, you just load them in, and they just go in their little slots, and the machine will grab it. The little claw will come down and pick it up. So.
That is so awesome.
Yep.
So when everybody's always curious, like, oh, why are you guys not getting it back in stock? You're working as hard as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately, with 70 different brands, depends on what week we're doing. This week we're doing Holley carburetors. Maybe next week we'll do the Barry Grant, or the next week we'll do Demon or something like that. So it kind of sucks having 70 companies, but it's also really cool that we have such a variety of different parts that Holley basically can be your one-stop shop. Best way to look at Holley now too is Holley has everything for a vehicle besides the internals of a motor. So we don't do cams, heads, valves, any of that kind of stuff, but we have everything else on a car. Basically, we call this cabinet right here like our master. So if we ever have a run of a certain carburetor and something goes wrong with the main body of it, we have the original main bodies. These are the masters. So we can pull it off the shelf, mic that, compare it to the batch that's just being ran now, and then we can see if there's an issue or not. So these are like all our masters.
That is really cool.
More main bodies. Yep.
Literally carburetors for days.
Yeah. Yep. More parts, more main bodies. Looks like they're doing a bunch of main bodies for everything. So this is the main body assembly line. Basically, you get a main body, and it basically goes down the assembly line. Everybody's on lunch right now. Yeah, you can come down there. But yeah, this is the main body assembly line. So they'll grab one off. Like it looks like right now they're doing the 2-barrel. Yep, Holley 2 barrels. So basically they'll go down here, boom, they'll put the needles and seats in, boom, they'll go down, and looks like they'll put in the little nozzles. Then they'll go down to the next person. This person will put in these little speed bleeders. Goes down to the next person. This guy looks like he puts the choke stuff in. linkage. It just goes down and
Literally an
basically
assembly line.
It's handled by a person. Each assembly line. These are not robots that put this together. This person's obviously putting the choke linkage together, and then they'll basically, it goes all the way down to the very end. So
That's awesome.
yep. So yeah, anytime you buy a Holley carburetor, it's all, like I said, it's built here. Yeah, this is not.
So when people are curious why it might cost a little bit more than like a China brand, now you know why, because an American has to touch it and feed their family, and
Yep.
it's really cool.
Yep. This is like Quick Fuel and fuel pump stuff. Quick Fuel is another one of our companies. Quick Fuel does a really cool thing with their metering blocks. They colorize them. Basically, if you have a red metering block, that's for gasoline vehicles. If you have blue, that's for alcohol, methanol alcohol. And then if you have green, that's for E85. So that's kind of cool thing with Quick Fuel. They have these little anodized metering blocks.
Nice.
This is all fuel pump assembly. They're obviously putting together all the fuel pumps. You got your main top pieces here. You got your little diaphragms, and then you got your fuel pump there. And basically, they all assemble them, put them all together for everybody, and then box them up.
There you go.
Yep. This is all pump assembly stuff for all the carburetors. These are all just little tedious little things that have to be done when you're putting together a carburetor. This is basically like in a stock room area, this section here. This is kind of where we have bulk stock of, a metering block, bulk stock of a valve body or whatever, bulk stock of an intake manifold. This cage is on that side of it, but this cage here is like our little hardware cage. So anytime we need to get metric screws and bolts, little nuts and monsters, this is like a little hardware department. Yeah, same with this. This is just kind of like, not overstock, but this is all like, all stuff ready to go. Yep. Fancy cool stuff.
Really cool stuff.
So back here is all the cool stuff. This is all R&D. This is where we do all our secret squirrel stuff, I call it. But when we decided to build stuff, we have a shelf right here, and this has basically got everything. This has got extra front runner assemblies. We could try different pulleys. We can try different, what's it called? Samples of different things. Try different manifolds. Try different oil pans. Transmission pans. We can basically pull something off the shelf and then see what's going to work and not work in certain applications. This is pretty cool right now. They're doing a endurance test right now on a Sniper intake manifold, or intake manifold carburetor. Sorry, the Sniper, not a carburetor. Sniper fuel injection. So, and it looks like someone needs to come over here and tighten up some stuff. It looks like it's leaking. So what they're doing is they're testing it out and they're seeing how much RPMs and all that stuff. So the RPMs will start going up, and then there you go. It's cranking out the RPMs. Yeah, you can look down there. And it's just shooting fuel in there.
Oh, whoa. Dude, check that out. Literally, look in it.
Was that again? Yeah.
That is so cool.
So anytime we get like a new part for the Snipers, or like we get new injectors that we're putting in, a new batch of injectors, we'll at least pull one off the shelf and test it. So that's probably what's happening. They're either testing new injectors in it or a new type of regulator, and they're going through the different RPMs and they're cycling for X amount of hours. So that we can prove and see if it's any good or not. Yeah, this is all R&D area. We got some new machinery, some new equipment, stuff in here. Basically, we got a whole array of different motors, so we can try things out and see if stuff works or doesn't work. We can try with different computer systems and see how we like it. This is a bunch of just different motors to try out. So this is obviously a small block. We're probably trying a Sniper on there, looks like, maybe. So, yep. Same with this one. This one's a Ford motor. We're obviously doing it with a Terminator X system, trying it out. This is a Vortec 350. So we're trying it out with Terminator X on it, running a Sniper, I don't know. So, I don't know what exactly all these things are being tested for, but yeah, we have a bunch of different motors we could try out. There you go, Shelby.
Heck yeah, 5.8 baby.
Here's a nice little SVT. Oh. So if we want to try something on this motor, we got a motor, we can just pull it off and slap on whatever part to see if it works or not works. We got a big old water jetter right here. Yeah, that big water jetter is pretty cool. We can just grab a big piece of metal right here, and we can pick it up, plop it down. You can cut out brackets, and we got brakes now. We can bend stuff up and, you know, make our own. Basically, this is where we kind of make our own motor mounts and make our own cross-member transmission cross members. Wow, I am super tired. Sorry.
It's been a long weekend.
The whole month.
Yeah.
The whole month. I had LS Fest, I had Mo Party, and then we had Ford Fest. So
you had a week off.
Spent.
When's the next SEMA?
SEMA's the next event.
Okay, so you got a little.
So we got a little break. Yep. Over here on this table, it's kind of cool. These are what called our exhaust system masters. Basically, we'll bend up a tube to make an exhaust system, whether it be Flowmaster brand, Flowtech, or Hooker, Blackheart. We basically bend up the metal, the tubing, fit it to the car, know it works, performs, dyno test it, and all that stuff, and then we'll make what's called a master jig. And so after we get the pipes back from having like a batch of 100 made of them, and somebody calls tech and say, hey, this thing is bent, it's hitting the gas tank, we can go pull the master, set the tube in there off of, you know, one of those kits and see if it's wrong or not. So that's kind of cool. So these are all masters for some kind of exhaust kit. I don't know which one it is, but yeah. Don't film over there.
I know, I saw the EVs.
Let's see what we got in here.
Ford trucks.
You just can't film that one. These you can, all this, I think you all can.
Can we show it from this far away? Do I need to blur it?
No, you can show it this far away.
All right, guys, there you go. Top secret, or the orange one is.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that orange one? So the Craig 909, we were here last time. That used to be one of his friend's trucks.
Oh, really?
And it burnt, and then the guy sold it, and then I guess the CEO bought it.
Yeah, so in here, basically we bring cars in. These are all Holley owned vehicles that we usually bring in. We do bring in some customer cars. Yeah, just watching around that corner. We do bring in some customer cars, but most of these are all Holley owned cars. So like we bring cars in here, we'll test fit stuff. If we want to drop a LS motor in this Mustang, we'll pull the motor out. We'll basically swap in an LS motor, then we'll make our own motor mounts and cross members and stuff like that. And it's just where everything gets kind of tested. Back in that room over there, we have tons and tons of cores for transmissions and motors. So we can take a TR6060, we can take a C4 Tranade, we can take so many different transmissions and try different combinations and make different brackets and stuff. But yeah.
If we don't get near the orange truck, can you show us the white trucks? I know that was at the show.
Yeah, the white truck we can show you.
So I'll walk this way so that way we can't see the orange truck.
Yeah. This is a new car. I don't know what the deal is this. It's pretty cool. It's
It is
Safari.
cool. That's a great color combo, white with the red interior.
Yep. Yep. I probably can't film that.
That's okay.
Looks like we're putting some kind of motor in there.
Something.
Yeah, this truck was at the show. This one here, it has the EcoBoost motor.
It should be right in the top.
Yeah, I'm turning around.
Yep, right there. Darn non-Ford guys.
Yep. Well, hey, I have a Ford, but I have.
Didn't you just sell it?
No, I have my other truck, my '50 Ford.
Ah, I thought you were talking about your Mustang. Which
No,
was super
Mustang,
cool.
I sold that one.
Dude, that thing was so nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, this is an EcoBoost motor that's in this.
You know if it's 3.5?
Was that?
The 3.5?
Yeah, this is a 3.5 one.
So you guys are developing a kit for these, I'm assuming?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thought behind it. So.
Well, that is really cool. I love those little baby turbos. Look at that thing. So cute.
Yep. So yep. And like again, like this, we'll slap a motor in there, make the mounts and cross members, and we'll make something cool out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we work a lot on C10s. Looks like the C10 is getting brakes. It's getting some classic instruments put in it. Looks like it's getting some freshen up, some wheels. Yeah, we have an alignment rack here. We're doing an alignment, looks like on a employee's car. And so yeah, so we got the alignment rack. Yeah. Yeah, lunchtime project, exactly. We'll go in this room over here. So
we're doing multiple tours.
yeah, looks like we're all doing multiple tours. So you can go in here
What
and
up,
say,
Chase?
What's in here, man?
I know, but you're here.
Hey,
What up?
how you doing?
What's up, Alex?
What's happening, man?
Hey, brother, I'm Solomon.
Guys.
come on in. So this is kind of like a quality control for our carburetors. They'll literally take a carburetor off the line and they'll take it apart. They'll check it all, basically see if it's any good or not. All the bad ones get thrown over here and they get a little orange spray paint put on them and they get scrapped in the scrap yard. But yeah, this gentleman that works in here, like I said, he'll go pull whatever carburetor that they're working on this week and he'll pull and check the metering blocks. He'll disassemble the whole thing and mic everything, check everything, make sure that that whole run of 100 carburetors is all perfect. It matches everything to the T. If not, it gets canned. It gets spray paint orange and it's garbage. And here is our dyno room. I probably won't throw on the lights because I don't want to see what's in there. But
Top secret.
Top secret stuff. Yep. But yeah, this is basically 2 dynos that run. You can control them in here. We can,
Ooh,
like I
yeah.
said,
It's a good thing we don't have the light on.
yeah.
If you guys are smart, no, you can't see through that glass.
Yeah, good.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Anyways, so yeah, that's what we do in here. This is the dyno room. We'll try stuff out. We'll put intake manifolds on. We'll try different headers. We'll try, all kinds
There's
of
a
different things.
coyote in this one. Can I show that one? Probably not.
Well, it depends on what's on the coyote. You see.
You look before we do.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
We'll just do a quick glance
Yeah,
here, you guys.
there's nothing really.
It's an engine dyno room.
And that's probably just a stock coyote, so that we're doing like a stock pull.
Base test.
And get a baseline test, and then we'll do what we're gonna do to it, and then we'll see what the before and after results are.
I don't know. I see the numbers. It ain't stock. 526.
Don't know what's on it, then.
We won't show them.
Yeah. So.
Dang. Old school TV. That's cool.
Yep. We're all gonna be running into each other.
I know. Yeah, listen, I'll take it.
There's that room I was telling you about. We have every dang motor possible of man in there.
That's awesome.
Like I said, we can pull a motor out and test it. So back here, this is like our shipping receiving area, and this is not shipping receiving for when you order parts. This is just when we're done building a set of carburetors, whatever, we can load it all up and then ship it over to our distribution area, which that place is ginormous. Have you seen our distribution area?
Nope.
Ooh.
I would love to go for a tour one day.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it's not too far down the street.
Okay.
It is ginormous. It is insanely big.
I mean, I could imagine 70 brands, and you got to store a little bit of parts from each one.
A
and
little
each
bit.
company has
Not
a
all
lot.
of them are housed there, but a good majority of it. Well, it's 70 brands, but then you got to remember each brand has probably, I'm just going to shoot a random number, 5,000 SKU numbers or whatever, 5,000 part
50.
numbers. Yeah.
That's crazy cool.
So that's what this little area is. This is my little area over here. This is all marketing stuff. This is where we have like all our display motors I build in here and display stuff. Like this is a display thing for our Retrobite headlights. These are all display motors that I built. We just basically take a motor and we'll put it all together, paint it, and then we can have it for display for whatever event.
One of my favorite things, by the way, is going to look at old tech videos
Yeah.
and seeing young Sparky.
Oh yeah, the old Flowmaster B&M and Hearst days. This is quality control area. So if there's an issue, we'll pull it off and stick it in the cage, and it's basically in jail. and it's in jail till we figure out what the issue is. And it could be something as silly as, you know, the intake runners, you know, 10,000's off. We'll go pull the whole line off the shelf. So we should probably come over here, get out of the way.
It's a real warehouse with forklifts and stuff.
Yeah, I know. This is nothing exciting. This is just all inventory stock, so we can start building stuff. Yeah, it's nothing cool. This is all just boxes for packaging up stuff. Over here, this is where we do all the power valves for Holley and for Quick Fuel. We make all the power valves inside of here. Bunch of little machines that do little things to make the whole power valve. This is one of our newest companies. It's a couple years old now, but it's called Hillborn. Hillborn Mechanical Fuel Injection is what they're known for. But now we're doing all electronic controlled EFI now units for Hillborn that's controlled by Holley now. So right now we just came out with the big block one, which is this guy right here. This is out now. Then it's all controlled by Holley EFI.
Wow.
All electronic, but it's made to look retro like
Yep.
the original shit.
Yep, like original, yep. So these are just samples of old products that we had. So, yep. And again, they'll build them all here. He's got all the tools and benches to test everything, flow them all to make sure they all work, make sure they're all in sync. So, yep. This is over here, this is a Sniper Tech Repair. This is where they do all the basically rebuilds or check for issues and problems. They'll just, it gets shipped here. So basically if you have a problem with the Sniper, you send it back to the tech department, they'll send it to these guys. They'll put it on that machine right there and they can flow it, test it. Yep, test everything.
They'll find out if it's actually something wrong, you just don't know how to install it.
Yeah, yep. So this whole back section of the warehouse, which is, it's really big, it goes all the way down there, but that's where all the polishing is, all the chemicals for anodizing stuff. We really can't go back there, but yeah, that's what all that stuff is done. That's all the nice shiny stuff back there.
So nothing really leaves the property to get done?
Some stuff does, but not all of it.
Okay.
So this basically, like you saw in the very beginning, we start down there to start building the carburetor. Once it's done, it finally comes over here. These guys will basically grab it off a line and then they'll flow it with a certain solvent inside, the same consistency as gasoline, and then they'll flow it, test it all, make sure it all works, and then they'll drain it. Once it's drained, then it gets put in a box and then shipped to you guys. So yeah, right now they're doing looks like a Holley carburetors and Brawler right now. So, but yeah, this is the final flow test for all the carburetors. So down here is the assembly line, just like a carburetor. This is the assembly line for Sniper. They'll start with the main body of the Sniper, then they'll go down and each person will do their job. So obviously this is the end of it and this is the beginning of it, but they'll put in the injectors in. One lady will put in the, you know, bolts and screws. One puts the TPS sensor in. Yep. So. Yep, so over here, I'll show you later, but over there is where they machine the main bodies. And like I said, that's where they start. Yep. It's after lunch now, so everybody's getting back to work. So yeah, when you buy a carburetor or a Sniper unit, they're all kind of made here. Another product that's made here in-house is Earl's fittings. So all the Earl's little anodized AN fittings, they're all made here in-house. Pretty cool, I'll show you. Just watch that one right there. So we'll start with a piece of raw stock, and the raw stock is already engraved with the Earl's logo.
Oh, wow.
So then when you take this stock piece, we'll go take one of these out, and then we'll go put it in this machine over here, and it literally goes in this machine, and the little machine just chops it, machines it, and then the little AN fittings will pop out, and it'll have the Earl's logo on them.
Huh.
So we'll go down here and check it out. Watch out there. Somebody broke that. So pre-warn you, it's really oily in here, so just kind of watch yourself. So like this one here, it's popping out these little collars, and he's pulling them off the line, checking them to make sure they're all good.
Thank you.
It is really slick in here. Probably go back out. It's way too slick in here. Yeah. It is nasty in here right now. So anyways, it pops out the little fittings, and the little fittings will have the little Earl's logo on them. I can show you one over here. So, like I said, it starts with that piece of stock, and then once the stock comes out, it gets cut and machined, and then you can see there's that Earl's logo it originally started with.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild. It starts with a piece of stock, and that machine in there will go and chop it all up, and machine it all, and then those things will just pop out, and that guy will come over there and he'll grab it, take a micrometer, mic it, check it. So that's where all the Earl stuff is made, is right here in-house. That's why Earl's is kind of so expensive. You pay $25 for one big Dash 10 fitting, but it's all made in-house here.
And you get to support an American company that gets to support American people that want jobs in America.
Yeah. So down here is just a lot of machine stuff going on. This is where they do the metering blocks down here. They do a lot of the machining of the main bodies of the carburetors, the snipers. So also all the those fuel cell like top pieces are all billet. They're all machined down here. So here's a piece of raw stock. It goes in the machine, and then when they get done finishing it, it'll come out something like that.
That's beautiful.
This is obviously not the one for this one, but it's something like this. It's just a raw stock piece we started with. Then these machines will come out here and machine them all up. So pretty cool.
What do they do with all of the leftover trimmings?
They recycle it all. Yeah.
They melt it back down and use it?
Yeah, they'll send it out, whatever, for like a metal scrap person, and it probably gets melted down and, you know, reused. So like this would be a raw stock for the metering blocks for the carburetors. Just a piece of raw aluminum, and then it'll get machined out. But yeah, that's kind of what they do out here. More raw stock. So. Yep.
Which train has billet carburetors?
all these big machines, like I said, they'll have a raw stock like this. So like this one's for those base plates down there. So they'll take that raw stock, put it in that machine, and it basically makes the base plate. But yeah.
Which carburetors are billet?
Those are going to be for the fuel injection terminators, I think.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah. And then this right here, it's just like a big train of different machines that's through here. It's pretty crazy. More smaller little Earl stuff. This is for like all the Dash 3 stuff, the Dash 4 stuff. That's all the smaller stock. Like I said, take that whole thing and you just put it in that machine right there, close the lid, and then it just feeds it through and chops machines, and just spits them out. Yep. So those are all like probably rejects stuff.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. But yeah.
They're still pretty rejects.
Yeah, they're nice rejects. Yeah, and this is literally like the train station. The robot will just go down and up and down each one and do certain jobs. And It's crazy.
Wow.
I hope it stops. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so it's inserting whatever in there, and then that machine will do whatever it's doing. Make a valve body, make a base plate, or whatever.
Wow. Technology is wild.
Yep. Probably more fittings, more stuff we can machine. This is all the YN supercharger turbines. Not turbines, but the rotors. 2 rotors. These are all the backs of the superchargers. We'll take them out after we get done casting, then we'll machine all the backs of them out. Same with these are the little guys. They get back from casting, then they're gonna machine them all in here. That is about it, yeah.
You got all the chargers down there, or is that just
Yeah, there's just superchargers down there.
That is so cool.
Can't film this one part up here.
I won't.
Superchargers. Yep, 671 blowers. Cases are all polished, all machined. We got different blocks there. We can test fit stuff too. You know, if an intake manifold's got warpage or whatever, we can, you know, put it on a real block and test it out and make sure it didn't get warped. No, B&M we don't do anymore with those. B&M stopped doing that probably like 10 years ago now. No, these are all the YN ones. Yeah, the YN 671s, the little 471 guys. So, yeah, we stopped doing the 871 a while back. So it's just 671 and 471 right now. Yep. And yeah, that's about it. That is a wrap.
That's a wrap?
That is a wrap.
Unless we go to the other warehouse.
Oh yeah, we go to the distribution, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're possibly gonna go to the distribution center, and if we don't, I'll end this another time. All right, guys, we're at the distribution center, and we found Sparky.
Well, distribution, and this is manufacturing right here. So this is where we do all the bending for Hooker Blackheart and Flowmaster and Dynon. Everything here is mandrel bent tubing. What I mean by that is anywhere there's a bend in the tube, it does not get crushed down. We have these things that are basically, I call them like slinkies. They go inside the pipe as it gets bent, and as it's getting to that contour, it does not allow the pipe to get crushed down. So you get what's called mandrel bent piping, where if you go to an exhaust shop and you get your mom and pop's exhaust shop, they have what's called compression bend tubing, where that is a hydraulic ram that bends the tube to make it form whatever die. When you do that, that crushes down the pipe and it robs you of horsepower and torque, and also creates heat. When it creates heat, everything starts getting hotter, your transmission will get hotter, all your plastics will start drying out underneath the car. So when you get mandrel bent tubing, it makes it free-flowing exhaust, more horsepower, more torque, and actually reduces the heat.
And it sounds better.
And yeah, it technically sounds better too.
Dude, this place is massive.
Yeah, so this is the mandrel bent piping. He's making primary tubes right now for some kind of header, but there's a little tube that goes in there, and then he goes through that die, and then he'll bend it, and they'll pop out little primary tubes from some headers. These are just a bunch of pipes ready to go for whatever exhaust kit they're going to be building. So these are all individual parts. These are just rods. This is what they use for hangers. You'll see them down there too. I'll show you a little bit later.
This place is really cool. Do you know how big it is? Like,
I know, it's big.
Massive.
Yep.
And this isn't even the only building.
Yeah, as far as manufacturing, this is the other building, the only building.
Okay.
Down there is basically all the shipping.
Gotcha.
Over here, these are all welding booths. They all go all the way down. We have welders in there, hand welding stuff. So it looks like this gentleman is doing headers. So look, he's TIG welding all this by hand right now inside there. So
Can I peek this on top?
Nah, I would say back. But basically he'll put it in a die. Then he'll go through and then he'll just basically weld it all up. We give him the flanges, we give him whatever pipes that, you know, these are all the different primary pipes. There's the flange. He'll put it in a die, and then you'll see him right there. He's hand welding them, you know, all TIG welding them.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So the only robots are really good employees.
Yeah. Well, we do some robot stuff, but so more stuff down here, more piping getting bent up, more headers. Looks like there's a batch of LS headers they just got done doing. Yeah, this looks like they're LS headers, but now this is probably not Hooker Blackheart line. It might be. I don't know which one this one is.
Do you guys do all the coating also in-house?
We do not do the coating. No.
Okay.
We do some of the painting in-house. This big old machine here, these are basically wire feeds. They feed these big old wires into here. He'll program them, and then he'll basically stamp out all the hangers for the exhaust systems.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So it starts with a little spool right
Coil.
there. It goes through there, gets bent. They put them in these buckets, and then they have these buckets ready to go for the welders. So when they start doing the exhaust systems, they can grab a hanger, weld it to the pipe. So here's the hanger right here. This is what we call the master die set. So basically he can, little fixture here, so they can put the pipe in here, put the hanger there, basically do a bead weld, boom.
I think we're about to see him actually make one.
Yeah, he's probably programmed something. So.
That's so cool.
Yep.
I love seeing how things are made.
These are all, looks like they're doing Outlaw exhaust systems from Flowmaster over here, because you can tell by the small muffler, but they're doing some kind of a dual exhaust system. I'm gonna guess it's probably for the new Bronco, or maybe it looks like a Jeep JL stuff.
Hey, well, I know you.
You're that explosive guy from the burnout contest.
Oh, yeah.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Okay, at least I was in the burnout competition.
Oh, ouch. So this is all inventory, ready to go. We have a huge array of different master jigs ready to go. So there's all these master jigs. And then those three big orange pallets across the way, those are all masters.
Wow.
Those are all the master fixtures. So those come in handy when building it, and it comes in handy if there is a problem, especially if a tech person calls up and says, hey, this pipe is hitting my gas tank. We can go grab an exhaust kit from that actual run, go test it to the master fixture, see if it's got an issue or not. You know, not all stuff is perfect sometimes.
Yeah, things happen. Like, I mean, there's human beings handling things, so.
Yeah, and these are all just inventory stock ready to go. So these are all master fixtures for all the exhaust systems.
Wow. It's amazing how many different systems you guys have.
Yep. Quite don't know what's going on over here. I think it's like they're just boxing stuff up and packaging stuff up. Same as over here. This is where all the Demon and Earl parts are all packaged up. There's also some Scott Drake stuff over here.
Ooh, that's fun.
Basically, those are all the cards for the Scott Drake parts. They'll put them down, shrink them. I don't know what exact parts are over here, but there's just stuff and stuff and
More stuff.
more stuff. So,
I like it.
yeah.
Ooh. All right, guys, when Sparky's not looking, we're gonna grab this roll.
Yeah, it's not. We have
Start sticking.
again. This is all like they're just packaging up everything over here. This looks like it's probably truck stuff here. Yeah, truck installation mats. We have a huge line of C10 truck stuff. Obviously, this looks like it's the nitrous area, packing area, because by all the nitrous bottles and the nitrous stickers. So they'll put the stickers on the bottles. Yeah, there's blank bottles right there, ready to go. They'll label them, get all the NOS stuff. These are all the little jets to make all the little nozzles and stuff.
Oh, really? That's what the stock is?
Yeah, this is all stock for all the little nozzles for the NOS stuff. Just itty bitty little guys. yeah, there's the fender gripper machine. It pumps out whatever design we have put in there. So it looks like they're doing a run of Mopar right now. More nitrous stuff, all nitrous parts.
It's crazy how little you guys have some of them.
Those are Sneaky Pete bottles. You use those for like motorcycles and stuff, or little gas motors. Yeah. More stuff.
Parts.
More stuff. More stuff. More NOS stuff. So this is basically all the. Looks like they're doing a run of different kits right now. Looks like they're piecing together kits right now. Yeah, final packing kits. Let's see what else we got over here. So this area over here looks like they're doing intake stuff. This is all our Holley intake, their performance air intake systems. So they're doing all the boxing over here for that. Same thing with that. These are all the master fixtures. We can test fit it. If one gets molded wrong, we can figure out what's wrong. This is the kind of cool area. I call it cool area. This is all the return stuff that people say there's something wrong with it, and then they ship us back somebody else's totally different part. So like they'll say, there's something wrong with my header, and then they'll send us back like a
Carb.
I don't know. Yeah, like an Edelbrock carburetor. And I'm like, what the heck? So
What do you guys do with them? Just wait for them to...
well, we just try to get our stuff back if they want to actually return it. If not, we'll either scrap it if it's got damaged. If it can be reboxed, we will rebox it as long as it's never been installed. If it's been installed or tampered with, we just don't mess with it. It goes to scrap. So,
Or the employee garbage box can.
no, we're not
Actual
allowed.
scrap?
We're not allowed to. It goes to recycling.
Dang.
No, unfortunately not.
That recycler guy's probably so loaded with parts.
I don't know.
That's a lot of returns. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
This is basically shipping area. Basically, it houses all the parts that Holley does make. Pretty much when they get a order in, they'll have a basically we call a parts picker. Go down to whatever aisle and pick your part. That's sometimes why you'll see when you place an order, like a really large order, you may get a box with just half your parts, and maybe the next day or that same day you get a different box with another part, a couple of your parts in there. The reason being is today they might be down between 0 to 8, just picking parts for that day, and then maybe tomorrow they might be down here at 9 through whatever 20 maybe. So unfortunately, when you do place an order, sometimes you won't get them all in the same box. It's just due to how big the facility is. I mean, you can see how far down it goes, and then how high up it is, and as far as you can see down there. And then when you get to that white wall, there's another building that's attached to that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy huge how big it is. So you can kind of go down here and see what we got going on. So it looks like most of this stuff is all what's it called, Race Equip. This is one of our new companies in ProForge. So we just bought Race Equipped as of probably a couple weeks ago. So there's all the Race Equipped harnesses, helmets now. So they're one of the 2 safety companies we have. We have the biggest one, Simpson Racing, along with Hans and Stilo, and yeah, Race Equipped now. So this is all part of our big Holley safety products. So over here, this looks like it's all exhaust systems. There is, I see a little bit of Flowmaster, I see a little bit of Flowtech, a little bit of a Hooker exhaust. Let's walk over here and get out of the lower way just in case. Yeah, so they got pallets of Flowmaster mufflers, Flow Effects mufflers. Looks like there's some Flowmaster Delta Force air intake systems too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Is a lot of the brother stuff in here too?
Yep, Brothers trucks.
Really?
Yep, we have Brothers truck stuff. Looks like we're in, looks like we got some Scott Drake parts here with some Scott Drake wheels, the legendary wheels. We got some of the rocket wheels over here. Looks like we got some of the AEM products too. AEM is one of our newer companies. There's some air-fuel mixture ratio gauges. Frostbite is one of our cooling companies. They do all aluminum radiators and
Got one in Snickers.
yeah, electric water pump. Yeah, so there's
Nice and cool.
yeah, Frostbite. More wheel companies. We have Rev wheels. We have HK wheels. Alabrand. There's one of our legacy brands. Alabrand wheels. We brought them back.
So
It's just
many wheels.
crazy how much stuff we have in here.
Wow.
Flowmaster. More Rev and Rocket wheels. Hooker Blackheart.
And what's cool is that if anyone wants to know what's in stock, it's literally on the Holley website. It tells you right away.
Yeah, it's in stock, and if it's not in stock, it will give you an estimated ETA date, and that's a rough range just to know we may be building exhaust systems at that time frame. It may change. I mean, there's mufflers for days. Super 40s. There's some Shelby wheels right here. It's part of the Scott Drake side of the family we acquired. There's more exhaust fixtures down there.
Oh, wow.
So we have exhaust fixtures over there and over there. Yeah, there's some Flow Monster exhausts, Flow FX. So funny, off record of this, funny, the Brothers truck stuff, all leaf springs ready to go. Pallets of leaf springs ready to go. Some inner fender wells. I'm gonna assume a square body, could be wrong. These are all Sniper EFI systems. So again, all those Snipers were basically produced in the other building we saw. Goes down the assembly line, gets boxed up and sent over here, and then they all get put in inventory and ready to ship out. B&M. There's all the B&M transmissions, shifters, mega shifter, some NOS kits. There's B&M torque converters, QuickTime bell housings, some XDR. Now XDR is a combination of Flowmaster and B&M parts designed for UTVs. So we have exhaust systems and shifters for the Razors, the Can-Am, Mavericks. Yeah, look at Holobrand, Flowtech, more Flowmaster, more Flowtech. It is just crazy how big this place is.
It's incredible.
Yeah, this place is fully heated and air conditioned. Now, the very first part we saw, the manufacturing place, that building's from 1952 or whatever, and it has no AC and barely any heat in that thing. So summertime, that is like a sauna. Like, he's just chilling on his forklift. Hey, he's getting the job done.
Exactly. It's good to be happy when you're at work.
Yeah,
Makes the day go by faster.
exactly. If you don't enjoy your job, you're doing something wrong. You're doing
You need
all
a new
good
job.
shit. Yeah, exactly. You need a new job. And look at all the exhaust kits. And it's hard to believe that seeing all this stuff in person, and you look on the website and we have a part out of stock. We're like, how the heck do you have this out of stock? But there, yeah, the one thing you need, I've seen your building. You have all these parts. Yeah, unfortunately we run out of certain parts.
I don't feel anything for the guys that have to deal with the whole IT part. That must be so much work.
That's
that
why
they
we
have to keep everything straight.
That's why we have a whole IT department. Some Shelby wheels, some Rocket wheels. So once an order is done being, we call it picked, it goes down here to shipping. And when it goes down here to shipping, it gets put on a semi truck, gets boxed up and all that stuff. So
Do you know how many people you guys have working for you in Bowling Green?
I do not. I know it's a lot. Can't show that. Like shopping. So once the parts runner is done filling up the basket for whatever that order is, it gets in line, goes down this little conveyor belt. They have a person in there with a computer, and they'll just kind of check everything, make sure everything's in that order, and then they'll box it up, pack it up, and then it goes out the door to you. So there's literally parts runners here, and so they'll
They actually run around with a shopping cart.
they literally run like a shopping cart. Shopping cart or a forklift. Yeah. They'll get all the stuff down and then put in the shopping cart. Get up the rollers right there. And then yeah, it gets boxed up and saran wrap, and then we got all the different trucks. So you got FedEx right here, XPO right there. You got YRC trucks will park there, and UPS will goes down there. Yeah, so we can go walk down here. freaking crazy. Okay.
Hi. Good.
Box it all up, get it all ready to go.
Wow, it really does keep going on. It really does keep going.
Our cat boxes and stuff, all we do is save those air pillows from stuff that we buy.
Yeah.
So we don't buy packing material, we just reuse what gets sent to us.
My wife does a little bit of reselling of like vintage stuff on Etsy or eBay. Anytime I get car parts in, we save all packing material bubble. This is where our Holley classic trucks, and I believe maybe some Brothers trucks, but this is basically all the sheet metal for all this stuff. Looks like there's doors right there, tailgates. There's probably bedsides in there, panels. Yeah.
I'm so happy for the Chevy guys.
Yeah, Chevy guys right now. Sorry, you're not wanted right now. Just kidding.
It's okay. It just takes a while for, you know, R&D to jump on board.
Yeah, this is our newest facility. We just added on to this building because we ran out of space, but yeah, it looks like there's square body C10 doors. There's probably bedsides up there. There's a whole bed backing right there. To be honest with you, I've never been in this store, so I'm doing this for the first time too.
All in this together.
Yeah, so Brothers Parts, Holley classic truck parts, classic instruments. They're out of Michigan. Looks like we're now stocking all this stuff. Now, if you need any gauge clusters, they have the best gauge clusters. They actually just came out stuff for your truck.
I know. I got the press release from Evan, and I looked at some stuff this weekend. So
Yeah. We get you dialed in and set. There's moldings, trim stuff. Looks like we're starting to carry Simpson stuff. Like I said, Simpson's one of our newest safety companies. So it looks like we got some Simpson products in here. Looks like we got rev wheels galore right now, getting palletized. I have no clue what this is.
parts.
This looks like it's Pro Sword? Yeah, Pro Sword. Carpet kits. This is crazy how big this place is.
It really is crazy.
Well, I wonder, like, doing this job, like, how many miles you walk in a day?
You need a step counter.
Just step counter. Just walk around that shopping cart all day.
Just ask him.
Yeah.
He probably knows.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end this video here since we're gonna keep walking around looking at shelves full of parts. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments section below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you can help me out, drop a like. We'll catch you in the next video.